Me too.
Hi.
Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to Why Do Julia and Hannah Still Watch the Show?
Yeah, that was not a fun ending, but it's Halloween, so I'm dressed as Kiki from the anime movie Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to Why Do Julia and Hannah Still Watch the Show?
Yeah, that was not a fun ending.
No, it was not, even though we kind of saw it coming. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight was a weird show, guys. It was weird, it was strange, and I'm mad about like a million things, but we'll get to them when we'll get to them, and I'm sure you are too.
We're doing a test? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I was just making sure because I heard it was weird and then it was a weird sound thing. Anyway, so I have my cat here, part of my costume. Here she is. Here she is, everybody. Google Kiki's Delivery Service if you don't know what this is. But yeah, here we are. And I'm going to let you go now because you want to go and you want to run around and film.
Alrighty. I'm tweeting out the link to the video right now.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you can do the social media because, like, my phone is out charging because, like, I was on it for the whole show and all day.
Alright, just gonna tweet this out.
Okay.
Laptop's running a little funky, but it's fine. Okay, done.
Okay,
done.
So this was Halloween. Are you ready? Sorry.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's get into it, man.
This was Halloween. There were 8 couples left, and yeah, they did individual dances and team dances. And what I'm noticing, and I mentioned this on the blog this week, the individual dances, like, we've barely seen any, like, Latin dances. Like, there's been like no salsa, like not a lot of sambas and cha-chas. We've had none this week. I think we had maybe one last week. I don't know what's happening. Maybe we'll have a lot of those for trios.
I do kind of feel like that. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Latin dances this season, which is super, super odd because Latin tends to get used more than the ballroom most of the time. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to use the live chat. I have YouTube up on my phone, and I'll be chatting back with people, reading your comments and things.
So if you can ask questions, and Hannah will read them out, and we can talk about them.
Yes.
But to start us off, first up was Victoria and Val.
They were up first. Yep. Okay, so I really liked this one. Definitely, I think one of Victoria's better dances. I thought her frame was good, and I thought it was a very, very solid dance. Here's the problem. A simply solid dance is not good at this stage in the competition. I love Victoria, and I love what she and Val have been doing, but I worry for her next week. And I know we all said we were worried about her last week, but
yeah, I'm shocked she didn't leave. Like, I mean, when they started showing the package stuff, I'm like, okay, she might be safe now. But I was like, I don't know. I was like kind of worried for her because I saw the dance and I'm like, okay, well, this was nice. I'm not gonna remember it like half an hour from now. Like, I'm not. And I think her scores plus the team dance she was on scores are probably gonna save her. And I think I don't know if they're gonna pimp her to top 4 or not. They might. We'll see what happens next week. But yeah, I think she's safe next week.
She is second on the leaderboard, correct?
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
She probably, I mean, she's probably tied with Drew wherever she is because they both got the same individual dance and they're on the same team. So I guess they're maybe second.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're second, aren't they?
Okay, for anybody watching on YouTube, if you know the cumulative scores for everybody that's left for tonight, I know Lindsay is second from the bottom, but somebody put them in the chat, please.
Yeah, it's like from bottom to top. It's Tara, Lindsay, Jordan, Victoria and Drew tied, and then Frankie.
So Frankie's at the top of the leaderboard.
Frankie's perfect 60.
Wow.
Okay. And then the bottom is 49, and the bottom would have been Nikki had she still been here. Spoilers. She had 48. So the next dance was who was it? Jordan.
Wait, I do have a comment from my sister who's here in the comments. She said, yeah, hi, Michaela. She said that Victoria's scoring made her think that she was going home because she got straight 9s on the dance.
I thought it was a fair score. I have to rewatch. Like, I think it was probably fine. The package is what made me think, okay, this is not their last package. They're not gonna go out on this. Like,
Yeah.
when they showed that, and I'm like, okay, she's probably safe now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a less than flattering package, and especially not for her, because she's just like nothing but nice and sweet and cute and adorable.
People were freaking out, like Val stands were freaking out, and when
oh man,
I mean, he's done worse. Like, I feel like I was like, "You're real? This is the one you're freaking out over?" Like, he's done a lot more questionable things, but it was okay. Like, I don't know, it wasn't bad for her. It was positive for her, but like, usually when someone's leaving, we see positivity about their partner. Usually, because sometimes they get crap ones, but like saying. Like there was one. Okay, we'll get to that. There was one team that ended up leaving. That I'm like, okay, is this a goodbye package? I was really thinking that, but yeah. So yeah, I worry for Victoria. And Michaela thought she was leaving because of the scores. I'm not sure. Did you think she was overscored?
I didn't think she was overscored. I don't know. Michaela, elaborate on that a little bit if you could.
Yeah. In the meantime, we'll move to Jordan and Lindsay.
Yeah, let's move to Jordan and Lindsay.
Okay. So they had paso, and there were 3 pasos tonight, and they were the first one. So I was a little nervous that they might get underscored because it's the first one. You gotta leave room for growth. I don't know. But he did really well, and he got a 30.
I was shocked that he got a perfect for this. Here's the thing. He absolutely deserved the perfect for it, but he went up second. And as soon as I saw that he was going second, I'm like, his pasta was probably going to deserve a 30, but it's not going to get a 30 because they rarely ever give out perfect scores that early in the night.
Yeah.
But
I love the 10 paddles, the ghosts.
Oh my gosh, they were so cute. Apparently they were on Strictly last weekend, or something very similar was on Strictly last weekend.
Well, I remember on Strictly last weekend they dressed up like Shirley was Cruella DeVille.
That was so cute. Like, our judges would never. Len would never.
Bruno did, and I wish he'd like worn like vampire fangs, or not vampire fangs because he has to talk, but like something because he wore
Bruno's look kind of reminded me of like Otho and Beetlejuice.
Oh my gosh, yes.
like the snazzy suit and everything.
I loved it. But yeah, so Jordan, and I was really happy. This was probably my favorite individual dance of the evening. He got all 10s. I was really happy. I was thinking he would get like either like at least 1 9 and then at least 1 10, so like either 28 or 29.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week's package would have been like, oh, I got my 30 and then I could keep getting scored lower. Oh no. And then he gets another 30. Like, he got a 30, so I was really happy for him. I was very pleased by his scores. Yeah. I think people are really worried for him next week. Like, I think apparently he's ahead of Lindsay by 3 points, but like people are freaking out because I don't know, they're worried he's gonna be a shock elimination. I think he's fine. I haven't looked at the stats yet at all, but I think I feel like he's fine.
Yeah, Jordan and Lindsay, although towards the bottom of the leaderboard this week, which we'll get to that in a second. Jordan and Lindsay
this week sucks. Like, I'm kind of electing to ignore it. Like,
yeah, I recognize that the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, we've elected to ignore it.
Yeah.
In any case, Jordan and Lindsay are towards the middle bottom of the leaderboard this week. Our top 3 scores were Victoria, Drew, and Frankie. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which means absolutely nobody won Fantasy League this week.
Which is funny. Oh yeah, no one won. It's funny because on the Dancing with the blog Fantasy League, because I can't do that the official one because I'm Canadian. But the blog one, we all have 2 couples left each now. So.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Michaela, okay. So fun fact, I just saw an interview where Artem said, "Can I call bullshit?" He is pissed beyond belief. Listen, Artem Chikvintsev has every single right in the universe to be angry, but we'll get to that.
They do stuff to him like every season. Okay, like, I don't know. I feel like I misunderstood him. Like, I thought he was kind of an asshole before. Like, I thought he didn't like anybody. I don't know. Like, maybe he's just like done with life because like he's been knocked down so many times, and I feel really bad because I used to really trash him. But like, I don't know. I feel like he deserves better. I feel like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his fault. Like, I feel like as a pro, people like him, but maybe they don't like love him or whatever. But like, all his partners, they just tear them down.
I know. Everyone's just so mean to Artem's partners. I don't know what it is. Listen, Artem absolutely deserves better.
I mean, the judges were mean. Like, most of the people I saw this season liked Nikki, but like the judges and like the show was like trying to push her down. Like, even this week.
Mm-hmm.
That was not nice. But yeah, I think Artem deserves better. Like, I really hope he gets like a legit chance next season because like I like him better with this kind of partner than the old ladies because like that was not working for me. Like, I don't know, like, that made me that I don't know, they just kept giving him to them, and I'm like, this is not a good match. Like, this is making me not like Artem. It's making me feel weird with the old ladies. Like, not working. But like when he's getting like when he gets like the strong women, I think that really works. It's just like we need one who's gonna like connect with the audience, or like the show needs to. I don't blame them, the women. I blame the show for like not showing their full personalities, and they're just like portrayed kind of one note or negatively, and I don't like that because like, well, Artem's not the only one who has this. Like we had Erica Jane last season, and we had Simone, who were both like the stronger types, and then like look what they did to them.
Absolutely done so dirty. Nikki and Vanessa, by the way, done so dirty.
Oh, Vanessa
Spoiler
was
alert.
dirty too. Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert. But we'll get to her when we'll get to her.
We'll get to Nikki and Vanessa. We're still on Jordan, I think.
We're still technically on Jordan. Yeah, wow, we're just all over the place today, guys. Sorry.
Jordan?
It was fantastic. Probably my favorite dance of the night.
Yeah, I think it was mine too. Cause like, yeah, it was mine. Okay, so the next one was it? Who was it? Was it Nikki? It was Nikki. Great. Okay, yeah, we can totally talk about Nikki because she's the next one.
Now we can talk about Nikki. Holy moly.
So this was the one where, like, I watched the package and I'm like, okay, is she getting a goodbye at it? Because, like, all they're saying is, like, oh, I like Artem. He's so nice. It's so fun being his partner. It's been so great. And I'm like, okay, this is not a good sign. But then again, like, I was still thinking, like, I didn't think Drew was beating her with that many votes. I thought he was beating Vanessa, but not her. I mean, like, overall, I thought he was getting more votes than her, but not enough to pass. And I thought Victoria wasn't even getting more votes than her. And, well, with Frankie, I did think he was getting more votes than her. So I think, yeah, she's probably safe. And then with the scores, they kind of, like, started underscoring them and giving them, like, and they, like, didn't get, like, a glowing critique. And I'm like, okay, so are they trying to get rid of her next week? Like, that's what I thought was the plan. I'm like, they're getting rid of her next week. And then she leaves tonight.
Here's what I find really interesting. Really quick thoughts on her dance. It was cute. I liked it. In comparison to other scores of the night, I don't think it deserved all 8s. I think it should have been a little bit higher. But cute. Here's what I think is fascinating about Nikki's progression this season. Nikki never once landed in Jeopardy at all, ever in this season. The only night she went into Jeopardy was tonight when she got eliminated. And I feel like that says a lot about how the producers felt about her. She was just kind of a means to an end. She was, I guess, a meat shield in a way for the producers, as you so eloquently put it last week. I genuinely don't think that the producers cared all that much about Nikki. I genuinely don't. She was just kind of disposable at that point.
Nope, I don't think they care about Artem's partners in general. Like, when have they ever been like, to any of Artem's partners, yeah, we gotta push for this person. Gotta push for them. And like, nope, they're always like the background.
Absolutely never, which is terribly unfortunate.
This guy, like, you made this guy like leave Strictly, and I know they get paid more in Dancing with the Stars, but that he like left his show where he was like the star, like he was pretty much one of the main male pro stars over there for this.
It's terribly upsetting. Artem is so underrated, and I've been saying that for seasons and seasons and seasons, and everybody gets it. Artem is a terribly underrated pro, and I've
come around on that. So I'm glad I've come around on that.
Thank you so much.
You're so loud when he comes out at tour, and like I'm gonna be like screaming and be like, "You better be screaming for Artem."
Listen, y'all, if you go on tour and Artem shows up, you better scream. Show him your appreciation. He deserves it.
Like you're walking outside and you see him, maybe don't scream, because he seems a little bit like nervous around like people. So, like, he's kind of a quieter person, so when he's on stage,
yes,
turns a corner. Artem, what's up?
Yes, we love Artem. We love Artem here. We need more Artem. But yeah.
Just picturing like when I'm picturing him like stepping at, like walking around outside, and like someone just runs and screams and they see him now, and I'm like,
he probably wouldn't even know how to handle it. He's just so quiet and sweet.
He doesn't know what to do. Like, I think he just like, he's kind of like a hangback kind of person. Like, I've kind of misinterpreted that, and I feel bad. But I say this every week. But like, yes, he deserves so much better. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I really hope he gets like a chance to go far. Like, I want to see him in the finals.
I would love to see him with somebody absolutely stellar. I hope he gets a really, really great partner next season. Poor Artem, man. And he has absolutely every single right in the universe to be mad. Absolutely he does. This is the second season in a row that he's unfairly gone out before really he should have.
Yeah.
It's just,
and then like I just feel bad for Nikki because like I don't know because like I saw a comment on Facebook a few weeks ago about Nikki and like they said it right. They're like, okay, so everyone's like like foaming at the mouths over like Drew and Frankie, and like Nikki's the same thing basically. Like they're not always the best. They work hard. They're happy to be there, but like I don't know. They just can't handle when the women are like that. Like the women are held to a way higher standard, I think, for dancing.
I absolutely agree.
Which is kind of bad. And same with Vanessa. Oh, actually, we'll get to Vanessa because Vanessa was treated even worse by the audience.
Yes, it is amazing the amount of sexism that has become very, very blatant this season. The last 2 seasons, really. Last season, we had a lot of problems. This season, we're having some problems. It is terribly, terribly unfortunate. And I hope that Dancing with the Stars can get its act together and stop treating contestants like Nikki and Erica and Simone so dirty. And Nastia. Nastia is another really good example.
Nastia's, it's
yeah.
like, if you're too serious and you're a woman, you get crap. And if you're too like emotional and you're a woman and you get crap, so like I don't know how can they win. But I'm writing I'm gonna write like a side blog post about this for Interact because this needs to be like addressed on a.
Yeah. Absolutely, it does.
Kristen Burt usually does stuff like that. I hope she does. I hope that's what her topic is this week.
I absolutely hope it is.
Kristen, that suggestion to her. Everyone tweet to Kristen that at Kristen Burt. Please talk about the sexism on your blog because it exists.
It does exist, and I'm sure Kristen would be do an absolutely phenomenal job at that if she would like to. Obviously, I'm sure she would.
I know she's very pro-woman. Like she's probably considers herself a feminist. It seems like so. I think it's something that she would have some cool insight and a cool vibe like a perspective, like kind of like because she's in the dance world and everything. So it'd be good to get it from her.
Yes.
So next was Vanessa, actually. So that goes into that. She got she got Paso. She got all 8s, correct?
Correct. Yeah, she got all 8s.
Deserved, probably. I gotta rewatch. Maybe even I don't know. I didn't like this very much.
I was really excited for this, and unfortunately, it just did not. I was very underwhelmed, which was really unfortunate because I have loved Vanessa all season long, and unfortunately, it was like 2 steps back from what I personally really wanted it to be. I was a bit disappointed by this number, to be completely honest. I still love her. I love the journey that she's had on the show. I'm just very disappointed. I was disappointed in this dance tonight. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it actually was.
I mean, I thought of the 3 Pasos. I was thinking this would probably be the weakest until Lindsay got her injury. Just because the other 2, it's Jordan and Lindsay. But I thought it'd still be good. And this wasn't that great. I don't know what it was. I forgot what I didn't like about it. I have to rewatch. I just remember I was kind of disappointed. And then she got all 8s, which I'm like, that's probably fair. And then I have a big problem with how the audience reacted to her this season. Worse than probably anything. This is like Erica Jane levels of why. So apparently, everything was great with Vanessa at first. There's a few comments about her apparently having a bad attitude, and then when there was an argument with Max that happened, everyone just blames her right away. And they talk about how much they love Max, but they don't like her, and she has a bad attitude. She doesn't listen to her partner. She doesn't treat her partner right. She thinks she's better than everybody.
It is absolutely mind-boggling. Here's what I did not understand about the Vanessa hate at all. Why? Here's the thing. I know that the GP is mostly older conservative women. They're the people that watch the show. But I don't understand why they're not connecting with Vanessa. Vanessa is them. She is a 30-something mother that has just kind of been in the background. This is her moment to shine. You would think that on paper they would love her, but they didn't. They thought she was obnoxious and attention-seeking, and I don't get it. What kind of state of mind do you have to be in to hate Vanessa? She's just the cutest person ever.
I don't know. This was so weird. People are just saying she has a bad attitude. And I'm like, what's your basis? And they're like, well, she just has a bad attitude. I'm like, okay, why do you think this? They couldn't even explain it. I'm just so upset.
It is.
I wish they'd done a package that addressed that. And that's why I thought she was going to be safe when I saw her package, because I'm like, they're not really doing it. It seems like a goodbye package. I feel like they'd address that issue. Like, I want to see them address it. But, like, nope.
I'm terribly, terribly disappointed that she is gone, because she was, in my opinion, the third best dancer this season.
Possibly, yeah.
In my opinion.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, she was one of the better ones. Yeah.
And unfortunately, she's gone for the competition too early. In a way, I kind of saw it coming. After her kind of not so great reaction from the Facebook audience that we had been seeing, I didn't expect her to make the Final Four anymore, although she absolutely deserved to.
I initially had her in Final Four, like even preseason. I'm like, they're gonna pimp her to Final Four.
But she's not going to be in the Final Four.
I thought she was going to be good, though. Sorry, I thought she was going to be good, just not quite getting enough votes for Final Four, but they'd pimp her a little bit. But, like, no, this was, like, an abysmal amount of voting. Like, oh my gosh. Like, on the poll not the poll, the stats last week, which weren't totally accurate because it had Nikki way higher than would indicate her leaving. But, like, Vanessa was, like, abysmal. Like, she and Tia were rock bottom, like, by a lot.
Yeah.
That was, like... was like, wow.
And I feel like here's the thing. The three people that were at the bottom of your Facebook stats were Terrell, Victoria, and Vanessa, correct? Yeah. Here's what I think is really interesting. Of those three, two of their corresponding pros, I would argue probably have the biggest fan bases. And that, I think, is what we're not seeing in the Facebook stats.
Oh, Val and Max? Or
Val and Cheryl, I think, have the two biggest fan bases out of most of the pros this season, except for Mark.
I think Lindsay's getting up there. I think, well, Sharon is already up, but I think she had that, and, like,
right.
Others. Cheryl has more of a fan base than I thought. I think Whitney has a fan base, and that's going to help. I think the three that are going to probably be the final three, which are Lindsay, Jordan, and Frankie, have the pros with the biggest fan bases other than, like, Val, maybe, or... Yeah.
The thing about Cheryl is that she's been around since the beginning, so she has accumulated the most fans because it's been like 12 years now.
Yeah, and she barely left. She like left for a couple seasons, and she came back, then she left, and then she came back. But like she's always been in the news, right? Because she's doing Dance Moms and touring and dating what's his face from Matthew Lawrence from Boy Meets World.
Right, exactly. So I feel like that is what we're not seeing in the Facebook stats, is just the pros fan bases. I think Max has a fan base. I don't think it's as big as Cheryl's or as big as Val's.
He used to have more, but then like it's kind of died. I think Max used to have a really big fan base. Like he was like the it guy before Derek and Mark showed up, and even then he still had a fan base.
Right.
But, like they kind of took it over, and then Val shows up, and then like because like production was like trying to show more of Val to take over when Derek left, because Max had already left by that point. So so Val ended up having a big fan base. But yeah, I think so like I guess the pro fan bases, like you said, aren't connecting as much. Although I do count those two when I say they're voting. When I say someone's like voting for like Whitney, I'll count that for Frankie. So like I am counting that, and I will pay more attention to that going forward. I also think the fact that two of the three on the bottom were in Jeopardy last week may have helped something.
Yeah, I feel like Jeopardy definitely helped. It helped Terrell, I bet, and it helped Victoria.
Because I thought like Victoria was like saying like she's probably gonna go. Like I was like so sure Victoria was going, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jeopardy. Although she wasn't the last called safe, and like I'm surprised that they never put Vanessa in Jeopardy.
Again, going back to what I said about Nikki, I feel like at that point, after the thing with Max happened all those weeks ago, that is irrelevant now because she and Max are good friends. With this, we all know.
Yep.
I feel like after that happened, they just kind of decided that Vanessa was disposable. So they were just like, well, I guess we won't throw her in Jeopardy. We'll just put her in Jeopardy whenever she leaves.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought they would like, I don't know. I guess because I thought Victoria and Vanessa were both in real danger. So I'm like, okay, well, Vanessa might be in Jeopardy this week just for the brother thing or to save her and keep Shmerkovsky clan alive a little bit longer. But no. And it's fine. Terrell's next. Okay, so he had a tango to Super Freak, and it was fine. Like this package was another one that made me think, okay, is he leaving? Because like it was just to sum up everything about he and Cheryl.
I thought I was gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not gonna sneeze. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I kind of actually felt the same way. I was like, I'm like watching package and thinking, like, oh, he's like done a complete 180 since the beginning of the competition. Like, is he leaving? Is this like a goodbye package? And when they called him in jeopardy, I initially thought that he was going to leave, but then I remembered, oh wait, we still got to do the other team. I liked this dance. It was cute. It was a pretty strong tango. I enjoyed it. Probably my least favorite dance of the night, but I really didn't even dislike it all that much.
I mean, maybe I have to go rewatch it. It was down there for me as one of my least favorites, probably.
But it wasn't bad.
Yeah. It wasn't like awful or anything. Yeah. I think he's probably leaving next week because usually after like the shock eliminations, which they're gonna treat this. I know like the media's gonna. Well, this was kind of shocking actually to me. And I don't get shocked by a lot lately on the show, so yeah, that says something, I guess. But I don't know, like I think Terrell is probably gonna leave next week because like he's on the bottom. I think everyone else is beating him in votes. His fan base might be silent though, so I'm not really sure. And I also think that like again, because like after a shock elimination, usually there's like a normal elimination the next week. So yeah, so unless like I don't even know who he could be beating. Like he was in jeopardy and like Victoria wasn't, so maybe her. Like that's Victoria's like way high, although others have been way high. But like I don't know, cause like I don't think he's beating. Well, Drew was also in jeopardy, and I'm pretty sure Drew's been beating him. So no, Frankie, nope, Frankie's beating him. Lindsay and Jordan, we know are probably staying ahead of him. So like I don't know who else it could be this week.
Yeah, I loved your little tweet earlier. I think T.O. might be T.O.-oast, like toast. That was so funny. I laughed so hard. Go to Julia's Twitter and check that out. It's really funny if you like puns. Yeah, I think T.O.'s pretty much gone at this point. Next week, he was bottom of the leaderboard and did kind of a forgettable-ish dance. So I don't think he makes it past.
I think him being on the Monster Mash team as well, and like that team getting scored like.
Oh my gosh!
Actually, that score, the other score was the one I had the problem with, but like that was like.
That was harsh. We'll talk about that when we get to see Monster Mash, but that was harsh. I had 99 problems for the night, and that was about 50 of them.
Yeah. I thought he did pretty well with it though. I mean, I think he did well with both his dances. Like I really liked him in the Monster Mash dance a lot. But like I just don't see who he could be beating at this point. Like even beforehand, I'm like, well, he might be safe because yada 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 didn't do well. But like it's like Vanessa, like it's gonna catch up with you sooner or later. I think this is the time.
Yeah, I think T.O.'s just about done, guys. I've definitely enjoyed his journey on the show from being just kind of insufferable to being really really pleasant. So I've enjoyed it.
Often. Usually it's insufferable and then more insufferable.
You're absolutely right. But he's gone from insufferable to I'm pleasantly surprised by him. I feel like next week would be a good way to just wrap it all up and send it off. But knowing our luck.
Like celebration for him and Cheryl, because Cheryl gets to dance with her BFF, who we're gonna be talking about in a few minutes.
Woo!
But yeah, I feel like he made it further than I thought he would. Like even like preseason, but also from the first week, I'm like he's gonna be gone in a few weeks, and like he made it to week 8, like over Nikki and Vanessa.
Over Nikki and Vanessa and a couple other people that I really thought would be up there.
Oh yeah, Debbie and Derek maybe deserve to be over him. I don't know, because we don't know how Debbie would have done if she'd like stuck around. Maybe she would have been better.
That's a TBH, I thought Debbie was actually pretty good for the 3 dances that we saw her.
Like she was. So like I think she probably would have been better, or at least the same. Like come on.
Oh, so many.
Yeah, this season's like eliminations. Like we thought last season sucked. Like I mean, well, last season's did suck. Like last season was like really sad, but like this season's is like wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, who was after? Oh, Lindsay was next, and like of course we we were all feeling over the double elimination, and then TMZ, our good friends, come in and throw it on us. Lindsay got injured, and they make this big dramatic thing out of it. And they have a video of her in the hospital, and then like it's part of their package, of course, and everything. And I'm sure the show sent it to them or whatever. But like everyone was freaking out. And then like it was funny earlier today because like Mark tweets a picture of crying Bugs Bunny. And
oh my gosh, Mark!
Because he was trolling because we saw her in the makeup chair, and it's like, yeah, she's dancing.
Yeah, she's dancing. We saw her to some people's Instagram stories today. Like she's dancing. But yeah, so that was kind of a big bombshell we got today, early after we'd hypothesized that a double elimination was going to be happening.
Yeah.
So, But and not only that, it's kind of a serious rib. It's kind of a serious rib injury. She could have a separated rib, which could potentially puncture her lung. We don't really have any more updates on what it is specifically, but she danced tonight, and I'm sure she's just completely shot up with like cortisone and painkillers and stuff. And our girl's gonna power through to that finale, guys. There's no way Lindsey Sterling's gonna drop out of this.
I really hope she doesn't have to. Like, I'm scared because like Mark has been kind of unlucky, let's say. And like I don't think they're really gonna screw him over that badly. Maybe they will. I don't know. There's still a few weeks. But like she's on track to win, it seems like right now, and then oh yeah, you're in trouble or whatever. You might have to drop out, and I'm like, ugh.
It is
so like it's
potentially devastating.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's was the question that I posed earlier on Twitter. So let's just think about this for a second. If Lindsey would have dropped out tonight, they only would have eliminated one person, right?
Yeah, probably. They would have eliminated, I think it would have been Vanessa.
Here's my thought about this. If you guys remember back in season 21, you remember the great Alexa and Tamar fiasco where...
Oh, that crap. Yeah, that whole episode, man. Like, I love dancing that episode and hating everything else, like the drama.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys don't remember what happened back in season 21, it's like I think we were down to like the top six.
It was 6.
Yeah, we were down to the top 6, and Tamar on the day of the show was very, very sick. She had to come back from the hospital to do her final dance, which was a duet with Nick Carter. So,
and they did it like the middle of the show. She was in the hospital at like the beginning of the show, and they were like announcing it and like giving updates, and it was like
it was a little weird. But anyway, Tamar rushes back to the show. She does her dance fine, and we get to the end of the show, and Alexa Panavega ends up getting eliminated. And then later in the week, Tamar announces that she has to drop out due to the fact that she has pneumonia. Obviously, Tamar does it to, it's her health. She needs to drop out. But a part of me wonders if the producers thought that Lindsey was going to drop out later in the week, would they have done the double?
Probably not.
So at this point, I don't think Lindsey's dropping out, because I think the producers of the show caught a lot of heat for that, because they were down 2 contestants. So they were down to 4. They were essentially down to their final 4 the week before the finals.
They announced at the end, oh yeah, you're all safe, you're going to the finals. So it was like an extra week of the finals.
Yeah, it was like pre-gaming the finals during season 21.
Yep. There was 4 dances that are like saying 4 dances that determined who left the first night of the finals. That was kind of
it was kind of funny. So anyway, that was just my thought about it. So my guess is I don't think Lindsey's dropping out. I really don't.
Fingers crossed. I'm scared, but I feel like they'd be careful. They could they could move the double to next week. What they could do is they could have had just the trios as the dance, no individual dance, and then dance-offs with immunity and whatever. Right.
Just kind of combine the 2 things in one.
And I'm glad they're probably not doing that, knock on wood, because they still might do dance-offs. I don't know what the other dance is going to be. But I'm glad they're probably not doing that, because that was BS. But they could have done it. They could have switched it.
They could have, but they weren't going to. Listen, the pun at the end with the Grim Reaper delivering the notes was just too good.
What?
The pun at the end. You know how at the end of the show, right before they did the elimination, the Grim Reaper showed up and gave Tom and Aaron the cards? That pun was just...
I actually shut off my TV because I didn't want to see it. I'm I don't half the time. I do this for a lot of things. One time with AGT, I actually skipped a whole episode because I knew I was not going to enjoy these results. So I'm nah, I'm just gonna check in every once in a while. So with a lot of the eliminations this season, I've kind of not watched. But I should go back and watch it because we haven't recorded. My parents don't even know. We're gonna watch it tomorrow night, and they're probably not gonna know who went home, and then they're gonna find out the last second double.
Oh my gosh, don't ruin it.
I'm not telling them. If they find out, they find out, but I'm not letting them know or anything.
Yeah, so you didn't see the elimination?
I went and watched the part where they said, they said both, because I was wait, what happened on Twitter? So I went and watched, and they said both.
Okay, so basically here's what happened right before the elimination. So they had the 4 couples in Jeopardy on stage, and then they said, okay, let's get to the elimination. And then somebody, probably one of the troop members, was dressed up as the Grim Reaper and comes on stage and hands Tom and Aaron 2 envelopes with note cards and gives them out and then leaves. And Tom goes, "Oh, hi, bit of a shock." And as soon as he said that, I was just like, "Oh no, it is really a double."
Oh no.
So
But
you have to go watch the entire last
the whole
segment.
episode, I'm like, okay, so I watched the beginning, and I'm like, okay, I'm expecting. I said to my parents, it's probably a double. They didn't call a double. I was waiting for like midway through the show, like right before they did team names. Okay, they're gonna announce this double now. No, they announced one Jeopardy. No double. Didn't mention double for the other Jeopardy. They get to the end. I'm like, they haven't announced double. Okay, I think we're okay. And then like, surprise double.
Surprise! It was like a surprise, but also not a surprise because they didn't like blatantly say it, but we all called it because of the weird wording in the press.
No, I know, but like we said it was gonna be a double, and then like, okay, there's no way they're just gonna like do a double now. That's not fair. And they still did it.
Those
now
listen.
Dancing with the Stars, like whenever we know there's a double coming, and be like, okay, are they gonna just like wait? Is this the double week?
They are so tricky. So 50 of my problems were the Team Monster Mash scoring and Team Dance related. Another 15 or so were the elimination today. Actually.
Dance. Okay, we didn't talk about Lindsay's dance. Like, I really like this. I see why they gave it 9s. I think it could have gotten like 110. I don't know.
110 would have been nice. Let me put it like this. I don't think that it was straight 10 worthy. A lot of people did. I didn't really, but she was also dancing through all that pain. So, like, I think 110 would have been fine. Like,
I thought it might have gotten 110. I don't know. It was good. It was cool. She was dancing to her own song.
That was super cool. And their costumes are amazing. Her makeup was flawless.
Yeah, they did like, I don't know, and I like the choreo. Like, that was really good. And I can't believe she did all that. Even like without injury, some of that was really tough. So I was very impressed. It was probably the best choreo of the week.
I would venture to say that. I think Jordan had the best dance overall, but I think Mark had the best choreo this week.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like this. She's second from the bottom of the leaderboard. Yeah, she's staying ahead of Tio. We're okay.
We'll be fine. But don't get complacent, guys. Go vote.
Go vote. Like, I'm gonna go vote. Like, I haven't really voted that much this season because like usually I know my faves are probably gonna be like, okay, well, they're probably gonna be okay. But like, I still voted. I mean, like, I voted every week a few times, but usually like last season, every week I was voting over 100 times. Like,
yes.
This season, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna vote maybe like 10 times. But yeah, I'm gonna go vote for Lindsay. The next couple were Frankie and Whitney. Yes, it was Frankie and Whitney.
Okay.
And a contemporary. I know people complain about the song. However, it's the Every Breath You Take song. That song's supposed to be creepy.
Like, it is supposed to be creepy.
I remember when they announced Bindi was doing it for like her dance for her dad. I'm like, really? Why are they doing this song?
Every Breath You Take is a creepy song, guys. And this cover of it,
like, I couldn't even, like, I'm glad I mean, I know Bindi's freestyle is like a rehash of her contemporary sort of, but like, I'm glad they did it kind of because like they needed to do a nice tribute to her dad without the creepy song, which they did. But yeah, anyway, so like, I'm glad they did a dance to the song that actually was creepy like it was supposed to be, and like the concept for this was amazing. Like Whitney and the stalker thing, like she got it down.
Yes, she did. Will you excuse me for just 1 second? Keep talking about the dance. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so Frankie and Whitney did this dance. It was contemporary. I was kind of worried about his ability to do lifts, but there was quite a few lifts, and he handled them pretty well. They gave him ones. She gave him ones I think he could do. So that was good. So, like, she knows her partner, and she knows what he's able to do, and I think that's really important for pros. Because if you get someone trying to make someone do something they can't do, it's just kind of awkward. But yeah. I really like this. I think the 30 was like, I understood where the 30 was coming from. I don't know if I agree with it or not. I have to rewatch.
Okay. Yeah. I missed a lot of what you said, though.
I was just talking about like how Whitney is good at knowing what her partner is capable of and using those strengths.
Definitely think Whitney's an underrated pro. So in case y'all were wondering what I got up for, this note was delivered to me under the door to the office. I don't know if you can read it. You kind of
Nikki something. Hang on.
Nikki was robbed.
Nikki was robbed. Okay, I see now.
Nikki was robbed. This note is courtesy of my sister who's watching the podcast. Hi, Michaela again. Michaela's very upset about Nikki. I am too. But we'll talk about the elimination later a little bit.
We pretty much talked about it, but like we'll talk about it some more.
Right. Okay. As far as my feelings about Frankie, I love this dance. I thought it deserved perfect ends.
I gotta rewatch. Like, I think it deserved like at least 110. I don't know. I just have to. I don't remember like half the dances tonight. Like, I was just so focused on okay, who's getting eliminated. Like, I couldn't really pay attention. Like, this was one of those nights where I'm like, hey, I'm so nervous. Like,
Yeah, I actually really, really love this number. Guys, feel free to at me about it. I loved it. All tens. Whitney should submit that for an Emmy.
yeah,
I
maybe because like Emmy's like contemporary. They like it more than ballroom.
mhm.
Yeah, I think this is great. Great job, Frankie and Whitney. I think
Yeah,
he's
it's
safe
just
next week.
he'll be safe next week. He is absolutely 100% fine next week. Watch it. I love this number. One of my absolute favorites of the night for sure. Easily top 3 or 4. Just I'm obsessed with this number. I'm gonna watch it probably a million times this week.
Yeah, really, that's gonna be one of the first ones I rewatch probably. Um, so yeah, I thought this was really good. He was called safe tonight, right? He wasn't in jeopardy.
Correct.
Okay. I don't think that's gonna hurt him though. Like he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, he'll be
Yeah.
fine. He
Last dance of the night, which I was somewhat surprised this person was last, but I'm like, oh wait, this song, because it's a really good song, like one of the few Halloweeny songs of the night, was Drew and Emma, and I had a feeling he would go last at some point because I felt like he was kind of popular, and apparently he is quite popular, which we'll get to in a minute. So he got Charleston, which I thought would be good for him because he'd done a little bit of that before and he was pretty good. It was Remains of the Day from Corpse Bride, which I was excited about because yes, Corpse Bride. It's such a good song. And yeah, I was a little nervous when the package came on. I'm like, okay, like, and then they showed Len saying he was possibly going home this week. I'm like, is he not going home this week? But then I'm like, okay, I was a little nervous with the package. Like, I wasn't sure if it was a redemption or a goodbye package or both, but it turned out to be just the redemption. And he was also put in jeopardy, which probably helped him.
Yeah. So first and foremost about the dance, I was super excited for this. This was one of my most anticipated dances, and I loved it. It was awesome. Definitely straight nines worthy. I would have thrown it a 10 just because I'm absolutely obsessed with the song and they did such a good job. Emma, this is only her second Charleston, I think, that she's ever choreographed.
Well, yeah, the first one was Bill Engvall, so you kind of got to go up from there.
You can only go up from there.
But yeah, this
And
was like good though. Like I was really happy.
this was really good. This was such a good dance for him. Everybody just he's so long and leggy and he's so strong and just he's gawky and kind of awkward, but Charleston's a good dance to like hone all of that in. So yeah, this was a really great dance. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I'm going to be again, this is another one that I'm going to watch like a million times this week. I'm utterly obsessed. I love this dance. And I was a little worried Drew was going to go home after seeing his package.
Same.
But I was also kind of predicting that Drew would go home. So
I was too, and then but like I was sure Victoria was going home. Like, oh yeah, Victoria's totally going home. And then for the other, I'm like, okay, so Drew, Vanessa, or Terrell. And like I was kind of waffling. I ended up waffling kind of between Drew and Vanessa. But like when I saw Drew was dancing last, even though Heather did last season, but that was part of like a shock thing. I'm like, okay, maybe he's safe. Like I don't know, like it's so weird because like with the elimination tonight, I'm like, okay, like Drew, like he has a hard battle. He's like a big hill to climb, but like I feel like he's safe. Like I can't see him going this week, even though I put him down as going. And like with Nikki, I'm like, okay, well I feel like she could be like lost in the shuffle. She's going, but like logically, like it doesn't look like she would go. So like I don't know. I should listen to that more. Even though like with Nikki, I thought she had one more week.
yeah, I thought Nikki at least had one more week in her. I loved her dance last week, and she had really great Facebook response this week, but I don't know what happened. She had a pretty. They posted her dance yesterday from last week, like her Argentine tango, and
Oh yeah, she did. Yes, she did.
it had some absolutely glowing comments on it from Facebook commenters. Really, it did. I was like 80% sure Nikki was going to be safe this week, but it didn't. It wasn't out of my realm of possibility that Nikki was going to leave.
Yeah, same. It wasn't like totally out. Like it was like I thought Lindsay was safe, Jordan was safe, Frankie was safe, then Nikki. Like Nikki was my fourth safest out of the eight. It was funny. I don't know if you saw. I did Twitter polls today, and I did it for the way I'm formatted mine because I know a lot of people were doing them. We're like, for each couple, do you think this couple is safe? Yes or no? And people said Nikki was safe. People said everyone was safe except for Victoria was an overwhelming. She's going home.
Everybody thought
Like
Victoria was going home.
70%.
Everybody.
And like Vanessa was like 53% going home, so she was the other guess, I suppose. Even though, because everyone else's poll had more no's than yeses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it was like the one everyone thought was going home was safe. So cool.
It was really interesting. Tonight's elimination was absolutely fascinating, really.
Yeah, like we're gonna like I'm excited to see all the blogs post about it.
We're gonna be talking about this for weeks, and this is
and Pure and Idle Forms is gonna have a meltdown.
oh my
Because like
gosh.
they've been going on all season, but like all the strong women are being treated like crap, and they are. And then this happens. Like, and they hate Drew. Like Drew's the one like they're really like going into. And like for me, I don't know who I'd go into because like I feel like yes, Drew is one of those mediocre men or whatever, but like they're not like overhyping him like they are some of the other men. Like
Right.
he's fair scores. He's getting like they pretty much went into him last week. They were actually really hard on him compared to some of the others. So like I feel like yeah, like they're being at least fair with him. Like Frankie, I feel like while he's not really mediocre, he's not as good as some of the others, and he's getting like a little overhyped at this point. Like Carrie Ann was saying, like you revolutionized dance, what it means.
That
And
was
I'm like, okay, sit down, sit down.
that was a really strange comment. But anyway,
Yo, sorry, can sorry, I just wanted to
yeah,
say
you finish. You finish.
that was the one I feel like I mean has been kind of overhyped the most by the judges. Although I guess that's because of Shania's 10 last week. But even still, like they really like talk him up more than anybody else lately. Even
Yeah.
like yeah, it was very strange. So like I feel like if any they should be mad at anyone, it should be like the judges for praising like Tio, because like he's the one who I feel like's gotten like the nicest, the kindest critiques lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely do. But anyway, really quickly going back to Drew. This dance was great. I loved it. Technically smart. I didn't really notice the fall that was happened towards the end. I thought that was part of the choreography. I thought it was planned.
I
But
didn't
it
even
wasn't.
see it. Like I didn't see it, and like they showed it in a flashback. I'm like, oh, so I have to rewatch. Like I said again, I don't remember a lot of the dances tonight, but I remember really liking this. He did a really good job. It was just so cool.
It was very cool and an excellent tribute to a very underrated Tim Burton Halloween-y type movie. If you've never seen it, it's on Netflix. I highly recommend checking it out.
Next season, can they do Coraline?
I would love that. They could
Can
use
they do
score.
like I don't know one of the theme songs? Can they do the old lady song?
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I gotta do that. Coraline next season. Or yeah, or the Box Trolls because that has songs too. Can you
Oh
imagine
my
them in Box Troll
gosh,
outfits?
yes, that'd be great.
Like
That's
the
another.
Box Trolls and like I don't know, they're like the main characters.
That'd be amazing. Seriously, guys, get on that. Okay, so team dance is next. Can I go first on this one because I have a lot to say?
Go ahead for Team Monster Mash.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what the judges were smoking or drinking before they took this dance, but they completely tore it apart. Absolutely undeservedly. Holy crap. And here's the thing. I love this number. I thought it was so cute. I like how they were like in a corn maze. I like the way that they have the celebrities dance on their own for 20 seconds at the very, very beginning. I liked the theming. I liked that, that they were kind of like different monsters, like Artem was Jason and Lindsay looked like a Harley Quinn knockoff, but still, I just I literally do not understand why the judges were so hard on this dance. Why it absolutely did not deserve straight A's. Absolutely not.
I think they
Absolutely
were
deserved
trying
higher.
to help save people on the other team, which we'll get to, because those scores were weird too. I feel like maybe this deserved like 899 or something. Like this had a lot of sync issues. Like again, but they were very challenged in the choreography. And what I liked, and I've liked this for the past few seasons, is most of them like how it used to be like a little bit of a group part, a bunch of solos take up most of it, and then a bit of the group part, and like they're all dancing together, and I think that's really like an extra challenge, and I think that's like good for a teen dance because like that's what it should be. But I think like they need to I don't know, the judges need to take the level of difficulty into account. And I feel like maybe they didn't, because like I feel like they're some of the racing, but like it was really good. Like the jive parts like were clean for the most part. They were like just really solid. Everyone got into character really well. Like this didn't deserve to be raked over the coals that much. Like it was better than other teen dances. It was better than I think like either of last season's.
That was the other thing I wanted to say. This dance was better than Team Boy Band and Team Girl Group. It scored the same as Team Boy Band, and Team Girl Group was higher. Both of those dances were not great, but this dance was raked over the coals worse than either of those ones were. Team Creepy from season 19, this was better than that.
This was better than that. This was maybe like, I don't know, it was maybe about as good as like the James Brown one or the Beyonce one was like too, but like
I didn't like the Beyonce one very much. I actually just watched the Beyonce one today and didn't like it.
I gotta rewatch the Beyonce one. Like the Beyonce one was, I think I remember saying what I said was like in the blog. I think I ended up saying Beyonce should win just because like they all danced together for most of it, and that's what I liked. I'll always put that over like all the solos and chants because I feel like the solos are a cop out. I don't know why, but yeah, the Beyonce one wasn't like entertaining or anything, but like it was technically whatever. Anyway, but like yeah, this was like more entertaining than that, and it was like technically better than that. I think it was about technically the same as like the James Brown stuff, but it's better because they all danced together, so it's higher difficulty. Is what I mean. Random tangent.
Absolutely, 100% agree. This did not deserve to get raked over the coals. This did not deserve straight 8s. I don't know what the judges' problem was, but the point is,
I was wondering if they were trying to be like the show was trying to be shocking because like remember they did this dumbass poll. I don't know why they did this on Twitter. Like, which team do you think's gonna win? Of course, everyone said Monster Mash because it had Lindsay, Jordan, Nikki, and like Tio was pretty good too. So like they said Monster Mash is gonna win, and then like I'm like okay, so is Phantom gonna win now just to like shock everybody? And I'm like okay, so like Monster Mash was scored really really low, and then Phantom, despite obvious sync issues and maybe a couple missteps, gets 10s across the board.
All right. Here's the other thing. I was really excited for both of these team dances. One, because I love the Monster Smash, and two, because I am a hoe for Phantom of the Opera. It is my favorite musical of all time. I am that basic musical theater fan. So I was really looking forward to this number, and I was not disappointed. I wasn't disappointed by either of these numbers.
Oh,
really.
I like both the dances. Yeah, like I like them. Like
right, I liked both of these numbers. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I really thought that it was great, and my wig was snatched and flew to Paris, but I'm not sure if it was how many. So let's see, 6 points. I do not think that it was 6 points better than the other team.
No, especially not a perfect score because like I think this one did have like I don't know if this one had a higher level of difficulty or not because the other one was doing jive, and like this one was like ballroom and it had to be on sync, but the other ones were doing jive, so like it's kind of even, I would say. And for a team that everyone said had like weaker dancers on the whole was quite good. I thought like I really liked this.
Yes.
I liked the characters. I like how the introduction at the beginning. It was just very good. It kind of reminded me of Team Past. No, it was not as good as Team Past, but like this was still like solid. And like I don't know, I really liked it. I don't know, it made me happy to watch. But when they gave it all 10s, I'm like, because this was when I'm like, okay, it's probably a single elimination now. I'm like, okay, either Drew or Vanessa is leaving after that, and the other team's safe. I'm so mad they gave Nikki all 8s when she left.
I cannot believe that. Listen, if she had gone later in the night, she would have gotten all 9s.
Tio's gotten a 10, and Nikki will never get a 10.
That's so upsetting.
Vanessa will never get it. I don't think Vanessa ever got a 10 either. Did Vanessa get a 10?
Except for tonight. I mean, tonight in the team dance, technically speaking, but not really.
Oh, yeah, she did. Okay, so Vanessa got a 10. Okay. We're okay there.
This is, yeah. I loved Frankie at the beginning. He cracked me up. I was yelling. I was so happy. That his little like poem at the very, very beginning of this cracked me up. Thought that was great. I loved both the team dances this season, and that never happens. There have been most seasons I love one of the team dances, and I'm just like kind of like, yeah, the other one was good. I loved both of these, and I think that's the first time that's ever happened, at least in my experience watching the show from season 19 forward.
If I had to pick a winner, I would pick Phantom of the Opera, but like not by 6 points.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch them because I predicted that I actually predicted that they would tie, but that ended up not happening. So
I thought Phantom would win by I think I said Phantom would win by like a point or 2. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch these. I'll do them probably tomorrow, but after I get home from work.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna watch a lot of them. I'm gonna end up watching them again with my parents after we do the shelling out for Halloween. We're all gonna watch the rest of the show. Because nothing's. Oh no, This Is Us is on Tuesday night, but I'm the only one who watches that. Yeah. So,
Okay.
I'm really happy with the team dances. I thought they were pretty good.
I thought this is I think my favorite season for team dances because again,
No.
I usually
I
I
think my
usually
favorite for. Sorry, go ahead.
I usually love one team dance and just feel kind of, that one was good about the other, but I loved actually both of these. I thought they were both spectacular.
I think my favorite team dance season was season 17, I'm going to say.
Okay.
And maybe season 20, because I like both of season 20s. Like, I don't know
Oh,
why.
yeah.
Season 20s is good.
I forgot about season 20s. Both of those are great.
And then, like, the school ones. I like both of those. They were fun.
Both of those were great. You're right.
And I like season 21, actually. So those 3 seasons, like, 21 was good. Even, like, the Ghostbusters one, which everyone, like, drags for some reason, like, it gets too much hate. Like, it was still really good. So, like, it was the first one since then, I think I've really liked both team dances.
It does. And while we're on the subject of team dances, a little dissertation here. You want to know what dance gets dragged that doesn't need to be dragged? Team Past.
Oh my gosh, Team Past gets dragged for nothing. Like, why? Like, it's so good. Like, they were on point.
Oh my gosh.
Like, is it just because y'all hate James? Are you just gonna drag everything he's in?
I'm so sorry to make this about totally something else, but oh my gosh, I will never understand why people like Team Future more than Team Past. I'm sorry, I have to put that out there. We can go back to talking about tonight now.
Yeah. My favorite team dance, I think, though, like, of the freestyle ones, was Team Loca.
We actually, my sister and I watched that one today. That one's really good.
Like, yeah, the Ballas Husky.
The Ballas Husky team. That was
like iconic.
It was. Somebody, I think it was like Val said, it was like having Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the same team.
It was like, oh my gosh, that was like
DWTS All-Stars.
Wow.
Anyway, let's finish talking about tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, so then after that, well, before each team dance, they called 2 each in Jeopardy, which I actually, maybe that should have been a clue it was going to be a double after all, because I thought they would just call 1 team in Jeopardy and be done with it. But, like, no, they called 2 and 2.
Yeah, right.
Which they've done before, but, like, I don't know. And then so it was, from the first team, it was Terrell and Nikki, and the second team, it was Vanessa and Drew. And so they called Terrell first, safe out of the 4, after the team dances were done. Then they called Drew safe, and then they're like, okay, with the 2 on the late, they're like, the couple leaving it's a double elimination.
And everybody went, oh no. As soon as the Grim Reaper showed up, I was just like, it's a double. It's a double. There's no way they couldn't resist that joke. Anybody who watched the full thing knows what I'm talking about. But, like,
I gotta watch the full thing. I'm sure it's on
yeah, you'll see it somewhere.
I was scared to watch. Like, I didn't want Nikki leaving. I didn't really want to see it, but I didn't want to see Drew leave either. So, yeah, I think ideally for me, out of the ones we had left, it would have been Vanessa and Terrell out of the 8. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah, tonight's the way that they did the elimination sucked. And the thing about it is that they didn't even, like, warn anybody ahead of time that it was going to be a double. That is what makes me, that is, like, my number one problem with the way that they did elimination tonight. Nobody,
I don't know.
Nobody in the cast knew that it was going to be a double. Artem is currently on Facebook Live and on the red carpet, mad AF, as he should be, that it was a double.
Does Artem do a blog, or does he not? Because I hope does he? Because I want to see him drag people. Oh no, Lindsay and Jordan do.
Oh man.
Sorry. Look, and they're the ones who drag people. Like, Artem needs to do a blog again next season, because, like, he did one once and then he got kicked off early. But, like, I want him to, like, drag.
I would love it.
I want to see more of his personality. I don't know.
He's sweet and he loves kittens, and that's good enough for me.
Kittens. He has cats, and Britt loves to babysit them. Britt's like, oh, I'm so happy you're still in the competition because I get to babysit your cats.
I love cats, and I love Artem. He's such a sweetie pie.
Artem has such nice cats. They're so cute. They're brothers.
Oh my gosh, I love cats, and I love Artem, and just it's sweet. Great.
So yeah, and I'm also, like, I don't know. I mean, Max is probably gonna go off on GMA tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys.
Everything, so he can totally get away with it. Yeah. So Max left in the first half of the competition for the 3rd time in a row. He did better than this season than the other 2, though.
He did. Well,
by like a week.
To be, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
because he came in. Well, he came in 8th. I'm pretty sure he came in 8th, and it was Nikki in 7th, and Heather came in 8th. So like about the same. But he made it more weeks wise. He made it to week 7.
He did.
So yay. Good for him. Yeah. Okay. So next week, I'm pretty sure it's TO. I'm pretty sure. Keep voting just in case, because let's not be complacent. But I'm pretty sure it's TO. But the elimination sucked tonight. But on a happier note, they revealed who is in the celebrity guests for the trios. They revealed them.
This almost saved my night, guys. We got some pretty lit celebrities.
They're pulling a Trump and distracting us.
They're pulling a Trump and distracting us. That's a good analogy.
And during the show, they announced 3 of the celebrities. They announced Corbin, Alfonso, and Kelly. Were they all in the audience, or was just Corbin?
They were all in the audience.
Okay, I didn't even notice Alfonso, but I just assume he's there now. And it was cool that Kelly was there. I also saw Babyface, I believe. So
Babyface was there.
Okay, so and we found out Alfonso is in Frankie and Whitney's trio, which is what we've been predicting.
Right.
Corbin was in Jordan Lindsay's trio, which is also something we've been predicting. And then Kelly, I wasn't even predicting her to show up, but she is going to be in Terrell and Cheryl's trio, and she's good friends with Cheryl, so I'm really happy for her.
Yeah, she is very good friends with Cheryl. That'll be a very good trio. I expect a lot of lifts. I expect it to be a lot, and I expect there to be lifts.
Yeah, especially because he's one of the ones doing a trio with someone of the opposite gender. I think he might be the only one. So, yeah, he's the only one. So yeah, maybe they'll do a Latin one. I don't know. I hope everyone gets something that suits something of the opposite gender, because I don't want 2 people of the same gender doing Paso again.
Yeah, that would suck.
Especially if it's a female celeb. That's not cool. Although actually both of the only 2 female celebs left have already done Paso. I'm not worried about that. But I did not like that. They pulled that on Simone last season, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, so Cheryl has that. We don't know what styles they have yet. So Alfonso, Frankie, Whitney, Kelly, Terrell, Cheryl, and Corbin, Jordan, Lindsay. The rest, actually, most of these people are former champions. Corbin's the only one who hasn't won yet.
Yeah, everybody except Corbin is a winner.
Yeah. So Lindsay and Mark have Christy Yamaguchi, and I wasn't expecting her, but I'm really happy.
Me too. She's probably the last person of Mark's partners I would have probably expected. Well, at least the one of the higher scoring ones.
She's but I'm back and danced. I know she came back and danced with I forgot her name.
Amber Riley.
Oh, Amber Riley too. But Tristan's partner, the season where he had to get Dorothy something.
That's right.
Dorothy something. No, Hamill.
Hamill. Yeah.
Hamill? Okay.
Yeah.
Hamill. Okay. So yeah, she and Dorothy Hamill were doing dance. I believe Christy also came back for the reunion.
She did come back for the reunion. That's what I was thinking about.
10-year anniversary, and so did Kelly. So I should have expected her. Alfonso was back too for that, and I don't think Corbin was. And then Victoria and Val have someone who hadn't even competed before the 10-year reunion, so she wasn't really at that. So that's Lori. She was kind of expected to. She was one of the speculated people to come back, so I'm not really surprised. But I think it'll be good. I think she and Victoria are kind of similar in some ways, so I think it'll be a good match.
I absolutely think that this will be a great match, and I'm so excited to see Lori and Val again. I'm very excited about this.
So yeah, I think they'll be good. And who did the last one? Oof.
Drew and Emma have Rashad.
Yeah, that was one I was pretty much expecting as well.
Yeah. Listen, there was no way that they weren't going to get Rashad.
The only thing is, if Drew had been eliminated this week, I said Rashad would probably be with T.O. And I actually thought Drew, the other Drew, Lachey, because none of the Lacheys are in now, was going to be with Cheryl when Vanessa got eliminated. I thought he was going to be with T.O. and Cheryl. But yeah, so some of these are pretty surprising. Christy Yamaguchi I wasn't expecting, and I wasn't expecting Kelly. But the other ones I pretty much guessed.
Yeah, everybody guessed the other ones for trios, but I'm glad we got a couple pleasant surprises in here.
So I think we mentioned this on the last season when Alfonso sung in Disney Night, but he's done more in Dancing with the Stars than anyone else. He has competed and won. He has guest judged. He has hosted. He has guest performed, and now he's going to be in a trio as the 3rd person.
Alfonso is just waiting in the wings for Tom Bergeron to retire so he can take Tom's job. He's waiting.
Even Donny Osmond, who's done a lot too. Donny Osmond hasn't hosted, and Donny Osmond hasn't been a trio person. So
Yeah, Alfonso is
the king of
like 2
dancing.
steps away from being the face of that show. He's 2 steps away.
You know when you Google Dancing with the Stars and you see someone there, like usually it's a couple, you're gonna just see Alfonso soon.
I know, it's just gonna be Alfonso
Just
looking
him.
like
Just no one who's like even like a regular return, not even with Whitney. No, just Alfonso.
no, Alfonso's gonna be the face of that show one of these days. He will be the host. He's waiting.
I wonder if they're gonna announce next week he's hosting Junior.
First of all, that's absolutely happening. He is absolutely hosting Dancing with the Stars Junior. You guys better believe it.
Okay, one more thing before I go. I don't know if they actually said this, but I saw this in a tweet. Next week we have a guest judge. And
okay.
It's Shaquille O'Neal.
That is not true.
Okay.
I am here to tell all of you that the Shaquille O'Neal thing is not true. He is on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, which is probably what everybody heard.
Okay.
But wouldn't
hosting? Is he guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel?
I think so. But wouldn't that be the funniest thing ever? But tonight's guest judge, Shaquille O'Neal. That would be amazing.
Okay, so you heard it here. He's not guest judging.
You heard it here first, kids. He's not guest judging. He's just on Jimmy Kimmel tonight.
Like, that's more random than Shania Twain and like Pitbull, because at least they performed on the show.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if like he actually did? The producers probably drunk one night at the bar after a show, like, we need a guest judge for week 8. Who should we get? Let's just put some names in a hat and pick them out. Shaquille O'Neal sounds good to me.
Okay, I'm totally changing the name of this episode to Shaquille O'Neal guest judge.
Shaquille O'Neal for guest judge.
Yeah. Is there a guest judge next week?
No, there's no guest judge next week, at least not as far as we know. And if there is, it's probably Alfonso.
He can't guess. No, all of them take turns guest judging for each of the other trios. So, like, whoever gets Lori as their judge, you're getting a 10.
You guys better pray for Lori to be your guest judge. Oh, wow.
I don't know. So, before we go, one more thing. Like, okay, what's the narrative going to be going forward? Because I have a feeling I know how the rest of this is going to play out, but
the narrative going.
Hear your thoughts.
As far as narratives going forward, I think.
Victoria might be pimped. That's.
I think Victoria. I think with Max gone, all of his fans are going to start go and vote for Val. So I think Victoria is officially a lock for the Final 4. I think
she's a lock for Final 5, and if they like help her out, or if they really are getting a lot of votes, she'll make Final 4. Because like she probably is getting a lot of votes, unless like Nikki and Vanessa were getting none, which I don't think Nikki was getting none. So but she managed to beat her by like I think it was like 16 something K.
Wow.
Per million. So like she's doing okay in votes. So like I feel like she's fine. I feel like what they're gonna do next week is because I think Lindsay, Jordan, and Frankie are locked for finals. I think Drew would be the 4th person if they didn't mess with it. But I think they might mess with it, so it's Victoria. Meaning Drew's going to get hosed next week. He's going to leave the week after because Terrell's leaving next week. Drew leaves at Final 5. Victoria is 4th. Frankie is 3rd. And then the other 2, it depends on if they mess with it or if Lindsay's injury hurts her a lot. Because I think Lindsay is on track to win.
Here's what I think the narrative's going to be going forward. I'm still kind of split between Jordan and Lindsay as far as the winner is concerned, but I think the narrative is definitely going to be about Lindsay working through her health issues this week and next week and for all the remaining weeks, especially for injury serious. Jordan just doing his thing, going straight to the finale. Terrell's gone next week, so we don't need to worry about that. And
votes just to make sure. We're just going to make sure.
We're just going to make sure that Terrell's gone next week. And it'll be, truth be told, I think Victoria's at this point, I think Victoria's kind of a lock for the finale, and I think it'll be Drew and Frankie battling it out for that other spot. I'm leaning towards Frankie at the moment. Could change.
I think Frankie is gonna. I think Victoria's getting a solid 4th. I don't think she's making top 3.
At this point, I don't think Victoria's making top 3, but I mean, we'll see as we get closer.
I think Frankie's gonna be the one making top 3 instead of Drew. That's just what I feel like. I'm fully expecting Drew to get something like Samba next week, just to like mess him up because he hasn't gotten any of the Latin ones, like the Latin ones, like the salsa or the cha-cha or the samba. And I'm gonna be so mad if they give him Samba first.
You watch. They're absolutely going to get
Why are
into
they giving him
next week.
like give him a friggin' I don't know. I'd like to see him. I kind of want to see him do I don't know a cha-cha or salsa trio. Because Rashad can probably help him with that. Rashad was decent. Actually, no samba trio. Because like, what if? Okay, watch them give him a samba trio with Rashad. Because like, samba was Rashad's worst dance.
Oh man,
That's happening. That's happening next week. Okay. I want to see Frankie and Alfonso and Whitney do a Charleston trio.
that would be cool. I think that would
Alfonso
be.
never did a Charleston.
That would be off the charts fun and cool. I would absolutely love that.
Also, I kind of want to see Lori, Val, and Victoria do a Charleston trio, but like Val had to cancel Charleston for Victoria anyway. I don't know if it's because he was saving it for this, but yeah, that's what I kind of want to see.
I feel like Victoria and Val are going to get Argentine Tango next week. I just don't know if it's going to be for the trio or if it's going to be for the
Standard.
individual. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I don't know. Like I'd like to see them do that. I feel like she might be good at that. I feel like they might get salsa trio. That'd be fun.
I think so too.
Did Lori do a salsa? Oh yeah, she did.
She did. It's one that people don't. It's one that people forget about. It's actually. I think it's one of her better dances. TBH.
I gotta go rewatch that. What about Jordan, Lindsay, Corbin? Has he done jazz yet? Because like I remember Corbin did an iconic jazz trio, so maybe they'll do that too.
Oh, that'd be really good.
I hope Lindsay gets jazz next week, especially because her ribs.
Yeah, I hope Lindsay gets jazz next week. Maybe she'll get like a jazz trio. Mark will do great with that.
I'm actually thinking, for a second, I just suddenly thought, jive trio for Corbin, Jordan, and Lindsay, I think.
Ooh, that'd be really good.
That'll be good. What else? Has Lindsay done our, yeah, Lindsay's done Argentine Tango. Why am I asking that? It was like the best dance this season. Terrell, not like it's gonna matter, but what do we think Terrell's getting? Jazz?
Done
jazz?
Probably jazz, because he's done all the Latin dances that could be used for trios, I think. Except for, no, he did salsa.
We've done foxtrot trios. There's a lot you could mix in a trio.
I mean, yeah, but
maybe someone will get that. I feel like, has Terrell done Paso?
No.
That's his trio, because, like, look, 2 women, him, yeah, Paso.
Yeah, he'll get a Paso trio, so.
Okay, yeah. So, any other thoughts on this week other than, yeah, the elimination sucked. We know it sucked. I'm going to go read about it right now. I'm going to do the stats, because I haven't started the stats yet. I have to go to bed soon.
No more thoughts on tonight, really. You guys heard I had a million problems. I'm very heated about tonight, but here's hoping next week will be better. Guys, happy Halloween. Be fun, be safe, eat lots of candy.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm logging off, I guess. I'm really tired, sorry. I'll see you next week.
We'll see you
for more Dancing with the Stars. Hopefully we get some good stuff going on.
Keep your fingers crossed, guys.
Good trios and good individual dances, and yeah. I'm glad that the themes are kind of over now, just so we could, like...
We can focus on the real dancing.
Like, real dancing, like, do what the pros want to do. Like, this is their time to do what they want to do.
Right.
Concepts, or, like, just good dancing. Like, nothing stopped.
Absolutely. Guys, for real, have a good week. We'll see you soon. Happy Halloween. Eat, drink, and be merry. Be safe also.
Bye!